In this video, we will be finding the standard form of a circle given its general form. The base equation for a circle is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. R is the radius of the circle, k is the y-coordinate, and h is our x-coordinate. Okay, now we are given the general form as being x squared plus y squared plus 6x minus 20y minus 8 equals 0. This is the general form of the circle. Now that we have our general form, we want to make it look like that. In order to do that, we have to complete the square. So first, we'll group our x and y values together. So you can see our first x value is x squared, then we have our second x values being 6x. So let's write that down below. So we have x squared, we're going to put the x values and y values in separate parentheses. So we have x squared plus 6x, and then we're adding, it's a positive y squared, so we're adding y squared, then minus 20y, and this 8 is just going to stay outside of our parentheses, and this is all going to be equal to 0. Now, what we're going to do is you can see that we have these as binomials, and we want to make these perfect trinomials. In order to do that, we're going to complete the square. The first step to complete the square is we are going to get our b divided by 2 and square it, then add it to our terms. And the same goes for our y values. We get our b value divided by 2, square it, and add it into our parentheses. So now, the way I like to think about it is inside the parentheses, it should look like ax squared plus bx plus c. You can see we have x squared up here, and since we don't have a coefficient, it's assumed it's 1. Our b value is 6, as seen up here, for our x term. So now, we take our b term, as stated here, divided by 2, and square it, then add it back into our parentheses. So we have 6, which is our b term, dividing it by 2, and then squaring that value. So 6 divided by 2 is just 3, and 3 squared is just 9. So that's what we're going to add into our x parentheses. So now we are still having x squared plus 6x, and now we've added this y term into here. So it's going to look like this, x squared plus 6x plus 9 plus, now we're going to do the same thing we did for our x values for our y values. So now, again, remembering the form ax squared plus bx plus c, you can just replace these x values with y's. So it's going to look like ay squared plus by plus c. Now, our y value, y squared, does not have a coefficient, so again, it's assumed it's 1. Our b value, we can see, is negative 20. So we're going to take negative 20. We're going to do what we did for our x, which we did b over 2 squared. Our b value is negative 20. b over 2. So negative 20 divided by 2, which is equal to negative 10. And we're going to be squaring this. So we're going to square our negative 10, which gives us a positive 100. So now this positive 100 is going to be added right here inside of our y parentheses. So now we have plus y squared minus 20y. Now we're adding this 100 into here, plus 100 minus our 8 equals 0. Now, there's a step which we haven't done yet, which is what we did to our left side, we now have to do to our right side. So we've added 9, and we've added 100. So now we have to do the same thing onto our right side. Alright, now so we have figured out we have 9, and we have 100. Since we added it to our left side, we are now going to do the same thing and add them both to our right side. So now we have x squared plus 6x plus 9 plus y squared minus 20y plus 100 minus 8 equals 100, which we just got from here. We added it to our left side. We also have to add it to our right side. Plus 9, so 100 plus 9, which gives us 109, which is going to be equal to negative 8. Then we have x squared plus 6x plus 9 plus y squared minus 20y plus 100. And this negative 8 is going to be added to both sides. We want to get rid of it from our left side. So we get 109 plus 8. 109 plus 8 is 117. So we have x squared plus 6x plus 9 plus y squared minus 20y plus 100 equals 117. Now what we do is we are going to simplify our trinomials into binomials. So we're going to get binomial squared. Now what we're going to do is simplify these trinomials into binomials squared. So what we're going to do is we have x, and this second term is just going to be your b divided by 2. If you remember, our b value was 6, and 6 divided by 2 equals 3. So we have plus 3, and we took the squared out from our x, and we didn't square our b over 2, so we're going to put the square on the outside of our parentheses. That's going to be added to y, and then remember, we're doing the same thing we just did with our x values with our y values. So we have y, and then we're going to add our b over 2, which was negative 20 divided by 2, which is negative 10. So we're going to subtract 10, and then we are going to square it. Now, that's all going to still equal 117. Now we have successfully put our equation from general to the standard form of a circle, which was x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals our radius squared. Now, x minus h is now x plus 3, so that means our x-coordinate is negative 3 for our center. Then, we are going to get our y value, and since it's minus 10, that means it's positive 10. The way I got this is if it's x minus h, right, that means it's our negative h. So you can just take the negative of the number we have just gotten when solving for our standard form. Same thing goes from here. So here it shows us a negative 10, but negative of a negative 10 is positive 10. We just take the negative version of the number shown. And that's gonna be our center. And now, remember, this r represents our radius, and you can see it's squared. So that means this is our radius squared, meaning we have our radius as the square root of 117. Because if this is the squared version of our radius, if we take the square root, we'll just find our radius. So we have successfully completed the square and found the center and radius of the circle. Please let me know if you have any questions in regards to this video or if any requests for other videos. Thank you.